Um, First of all, to understand the battlefield, you have to understand how war has changed. The war that's being fought today is so far different from the war that the conflict is being fought today. Somebody said, what's the difference between a war and the special military operation? A war, Kiev wouldn't exist anymore. The trains wouldn't run on time, bridges would be down, tunnels would be blown up, Ukraine would be blown off the face of the earth. That's what a war is. A special military operation is designed to achieve specific objectives: demilitarization, denazification, keeping Ukraine neutral, but it's not designed to destroy Ukraine. This is why foreign delegations can go to Kiev on a train, arrive in Kiev, meet with the president and not worry about dying. If Ukraine was at war, those meetings wouldn't take place because the president of Ukraine would either be deeply underground in some undisclosed location or dead.
Welcome to our in-depth coverage of the ongoing turmoil in Eastern Europe, where each day writes a new chapter in the annals of conflict. Today, we explore a series of bold and decisive military operations that have not only reshaped the geography of the battlefield but have also altered the strategic calculus of the warring factions. As we dissect the series of tactical assaults, significant losses, and the resultant escalating tensions, our analysis draws upon insights from experts like former UN Weapons Inspector Scott Ritter to bring you a comprehensive understanding of these critical developments. Join us as we unravel the intricate details of these operations, looking into the strategy behind the strikes, the technology in play, and the human stories emerging from the front lines. Prepare to dive deep into a narrative filled with intrigue, strategy, and unforeseen consequences. What you learn today could change your understanding of what is at stake in this volatile region. In the strategic heart of northern Ukraine, a dramatic and pivotal military event unfolded with precision and impact. Chernihiv, known for its critical role on the northern front, became the stage for a decisive operation by Russian forces. On a day marked by tension and foreboding, a high-level meeting was taking place in a well-appointed hotel in the eastern sector of this historic region. The attendees were none other than top commanders of the Ukrainian Northern Command, including the notable presence of Lieutenant General Dmitry Krasilnikov. These meetings, critical to the defense strategies across the northern borders encompassing Kharkiv and Sumy, are seldom just routine gatherings. They are the cerebral centers of wartime logistics and strategy. However, the day's agenda was catastrophically disrupted by an unexpected aerial assault, meticulously planned and executed. Deploying 3 Iskander missiles, a hallmark of strategic precision, Russian forces targeted this gathering, indicating the high value and potential threat posed by this assembly. The aftermath of this strike was nothing short of catastrophic, as evidenced by local reports. Emergency services responded rapidly, with a significant number of ambulances converging on the scene, underscoring the severity of the strike. The chaos was palpable, with the area quickly cordoned off to prevent any footage or photographs from capturing the extent of the devastation. In the wake of the explosions, which local residents described as thunderous and continuous, a strict no entry, no exit policy was enforced around the hotel, essentially sealing off the scene from external observers. Despite the vivid clarity of the explosions captured in distant video recordings, the Ukrainian military was quick to refute any claims of high-ranking casualties. Nevertheless, the disruption forced an immediate relocation of the meeting, with surviving commanders moving swiftly to another secure location to continue their critical discussions. This strike not only aimed at disrupting the tactical discussions but also sent a clear message regarding the reach and precision of Russian military capabilities. It's important to note, the target, Lieutenant General Dmitry Krasilnikov, represents a significant figure in Ukraine's military strategy, not merely for his current role but for his potential to influence broader tactical decisions. While Ukraine has downplayed the impact, the psychological and operational ramifications of this attack are profound, affecting not just the immediate attendees but the broader strategic posture of Ukraine's forces. As we reflect on the immediate aftermath and strategic implications of the Chernihiv strike, our attention now shifts to Dnipropetrovsk, where the escalation of military engagements continues to reshape the battlefield dynamics. In Dnipropetrovsk, a crucial urban center in the Dnipro region, the day began with an ominous display of military might. Russian forces, in a calculated escalation, launched a series of precise attacks using both UAVs and ballistic missiles. The morning's operations targeted a spectrum of vital military and infrastructural sites, including airbases, armored vehicle manufacturing facilities, and more, laying the groundwork for what was to come. The situation intensified as the focus shifted to a strategic edifice adjacent to the central railway station, a towering structure vital to the city's logistical backbone. This building, crucial for its administrative functions and possibly housing significant military communications, was targeted by a barrage of 11 missiles in a single, overwhelming assault. The impact was devastating. The building, once a bustling hub, was nearly split in half, its infrastructure crippled, and chaos spread throughout the area. The visuals we have, though carefully selected to avoid graphic content, depict a scene resembling a fiery inferno, with the aftermath leaving little to the imagination about the severity of the strike. This unprecedented assault in Dnipropetrovsk marks one of the largest single attacks on urban infrastructure we've seen in this conflict. Throughout the day, the city felt the weight of warfare as nearly 20 missiles and numerous UAVs were launched in coordinated strikes across the city, each sequence meticulously planned to maximize disruption. Speculation abounds that the targets may have included a high-level security meeting or a significant operational hub, possibly linked to Ukraine's SBU security services. The strategic significance of these locations cannot be overstated, and the choice of targets reflects a deep strategic calculus aimed at crippling Ukraine's command and control capabilities. As Dnipropetrovsk reels from the impact of these severe attacks, our focus shifts further south, to the ongoing situation in Odessa, where the intensity of the conflict continues to escalate, bringing new challenges to the forefront. Turning our attention to the coastal stronghold of Odessa, recent events have underscored the intensification of conflict in this critical region. Two substantial underground explosions have rocked the area, sending clouds of smoke into the sky and igniting fires that continue to burn. These incidents reflect a calculated approach by Russian forces to target essential infrastructure both above and below the ground. In the last 48 hours alone, a series of strategic strikes orchestrated by Russia has focused on personnel and industrial facilities, marking one of the most significant escalations in recent times. The persistent smoke and flames are not just physical manifestations of conflict but signal deeper disruptions to the city's ability to function normally. This methodical disruption by Russian operations is aimed at weakening Ukrainian defensive capabilities and morale, affecting the lives of thousands who find themselves in the crossfire. Notably, Mr. Scott, a former senior analyst, weighs in on the situation, suggesting that, soon, Ukraine may face increasing territorial losses if this level of confrontation continues, echoing sentiments previously articulated by President Putin regarding the potential consequences of Ukrainian resistance. As we continue to assess the impact of these intense operations in Odessa, a surprising twist in the tale of Russian military assets unfolds, bringing new developments to the forefront. Recently, a dramatic episode unfolded over Stavropol as a Russian Tu-22 bomber, a relic of Cold War aerial might, experienced a severe malfunction. Far from the front lines, this aircraft suffered a catastrophic failure, not due to enemy action but from an internal crisis, a fuel leak leading to complete engine failure. The Russian Ministry of Defense released detailed footage and a comprehensive analysis pointing to a technical malfunction as the sole cause of the incident. Initial claims by Ukrainian forces that the aircraft was brought down by an S-200 surface-to-air missile were countered by detailed Russian reports. These reports highlighted that the Tu-22 was simply unable to be targeted by such a system due to its speed and operational altitude, dismissing the Ukrainian claims as part of ongoing misinformation efforts. The loss of the Tu-22 was not just a physical one but also a psychological blow, with one crew member tragically losing their life despite the successful ejection of 3 others. This event has been swept up in a storm of misinformation, with conflicting reports clouding the public's understanding of the incident. Mr. Inspector, a former military analyst, comments on this phenomenon, noting that in warfare, truth is often the first casualty. He argues that both sides in this conflict have utilized misinformation to shape international perception and bolster domestic morale, making it increasingly difficult to discern the factual from the fabricated. In these moments, the intersection of technology, human error, and strategic misinformation creates a complex narrative that challenges even the most diligent observers. As each side presents their version of the truth, the broader implications of such incidents ripple across the strategic landscape, influencing not just military tactics but also international diplomatic relations. As we continue to analyze these events, the broader narrative of conflict continues to evolve, marked by both technological triumphs and tragedies. This ongoing saga not only reshapes the battlefield but also the discourse surrounding modern warfare. As we close today's report, we reflect on the intricate and often harsh realities of modern warfare, a landscape where the lines between strategic targets and civilian areas blur with profound consequences. Throughout today's coverage, we've navigated the complex narratives of military engagements, informed by insights from experts like Inspector Scott Ritter, who remind us of the layers of strategy and misinformation that shape every facet of these conflicts. Our commitment is to bring you precise, well-analyzed updates that cut through the noise and offer clarity in these turbulent times. Thank you for watching.